You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building, Jeezy.
What up, though? What's happening?
New album Pressure coming, which I haven't heard yet. I'm upset I ain't heard it.
You should have came to the album listening session.
Uh-oh.
I don't like going to album listening sessions because you can't really vibe to the album like that. You can't really vibe to the album at them listening parties like
That's
that.
not the reason why you ain't go, though.
Why he ain't go?
Well, I don't go to none of them. So, that ain't really my thing.
Right. I can respect that.
Word.
You guys just hit me. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I asked Tina for it yesterday.
you got to hit me.
Why you gonna blame the Tina?
Under the bus.
What's the theme of this album?
I mean, basically what I always been kicking, like motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I believe sometimes people just get it misconstrued when you go through things like you can't come out on top. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about that coal, being a piece of coal, nobody caring about it. And you just staying down and one day you just shining like that diamond. You know what I'm saying? And you hard, you rough around the edges, but you bright. And that's what Pressure was about to me. It's like, especially, being in the game, as long as I've been in the game. You know what I mean? I'm going to shine in everywhere I can possible. You feel what I'm saying? In real life, not like the rap world. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's really about. So a lot of times, a lot of the music I made was like past tense because people was stuck on, trap or die, what I was talking about when I was in the streets. But this album was more so like in real time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's in real time. So it's like the things that I didn't used to talk about because I felt funny about being flamboyant about the things that I've accomplished, you might hear that a little bit more. I could talk to DJ Envy about my cars now. You know what I mean? Quit hiding them like I'm still in the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just real time, like real time living life. We jumping on boats and yachts and living like that, but at the same time, we still going through our own struggle mentally. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, look, man, everybody got their own battles, but that don't mean you can't live the best life. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm out here.
What made you decide that now is the time to do that?
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's just like, people are always going to tell you, I want to hear something like your first joint. I mean, if that's the case, buy my first album again and again. You know what I'm saying? We're not there mentally, but it's just like, I'm grown and I'm really living life and, I'm enjoying the things that I work hard to get. So it's like, why not inspire people that way and, so they can evolve rather than to talk about the same things that they already know you for.
But you've always had motivation. I mean, that's the conversation I'm not understanding about Jeezy, because you've always been a motivational speaker. Your albums are called Thug Motivation 101.
But you'll be surprised though, because they you put something up like, we want that old Jeezy. I'm like, man, you don't see me looking like money, man. Like, what we doing? Like, we healthy. We living life now. We not, that's what I'm on. I can't tell you what to be on, but it's just like, we living now. So it's just like, let me motivate you that way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it ain't all the records that's gonna motivate. Maybe it's something you see me doing, you know what I'm saying, when I'm out and I'm moving around that make you feel like, I could do that too. You know what I mean? My homies are trying to get themselves, in shape and, live a better life and eat a little cleaner just because they seeing the big homie doing that. But at first, you tell somebody you eating a salad, niggas is clowning you. You know what I'm saying?
What is kale?
Right.
Yeah.
I said that one day. I was like, yo, like, what are you having? I ain't even look at the menu. I'm like, I want Branzino. My man looked at me like, what the hell is that?
You want no fried chicken at all?
Right. But he didn't know it was fish.
Right.
I was about to ask you, what is Branzino?
It's fish, but it come along with, with the lifestyle. So my thing is, like, you can't be scared to be great. You can't be scared to push yourself and live better. You know what I'm saying? Explore and learn new things. Like, you can't do that, bro.
Do you still have that hunger for music as you once did?
I'm starving, man.
Are you?
I'm starving. If I wake up every morning, it's like the first morning I ever see my first corn, bro. Like, I want it. I want it every day. It ain't gonna never stop. That's my vice. That's what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am. I mean, I can never achieve enough. I got 24 hours in a day. I'm gonna get as much as I can possibly get done. I'm gonna have enough discipline to keep doing it over and over and over again, because that's what makes me happy.
But they can go back and listen to Sky's the Limit on the first album, and that you've been on that, telling people the world is yours, go out there and get something. Like,
but the thing about it, they ain't believe it. It just was music. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It sounded good, just like the rest of these songs. They sound good. You know what I'm saying? Like, Papa Molly, yeah, do this. Yeah, that's fine. Till somebody die. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, it's real. So you could tell somebody sky's the limit until they actually see you. You know what I'm saying? I was just shot bottles up with Puff. We was out in Miami, we sitting down eating at the table at his crib, just kicking it. I'm like, yeah, we should shoot the video. He look around and be like, well, you know, he got a camera, he shoots. Let's shoot it now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, cool. From that moment when he said that, we started shooting the video. But we didn't shoot a video meaning like we didn't have no stylist. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no treatment. It was real life. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I watch it back, that was a hell of a weekend, but that was me just hanging with one of my partners. You know what I'm saying? But look at all the things that happened, that's real life. So it's just like when you see that, you know, and somebody might see it and think you guys, you know, planned and put that together to be a video, but that's real life. So it's like you guys show people that sometimes to let them know, you know, and it could get, it's gonna get better tomorrow. We're gonna do it even bigger than that without even thinking. But people don't know that's possible.
And even on the Forbes list now, hip hop is like at the top.
Right.
You know, you see
Right.
Diddy's #1 highest paid musician, not just in hip hop, but in every genre.
Yeah,
of
it's
music.
it's a hustler's game now. You know what I'm saying? It's an entrepreneur's game. It's just like if you got the hustle, you got the ambition, like you could do anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, if you know, you just trying to make a hot song so you can run around and get a bag, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like we been on that. You know what I'm saying? But if you out here and you knocking down doors and you blazing the trail and people like, damn, like, you know, that's real. Like if I'm sitting here looking at these, you know, these cats that I know become billionaires, that's the bar. So I need to become that 5-6 times over again.
Now, a lot of these conversations recently, they talk about the seller and the users,
right,
in the music. You
right.
know, back in the day, it was more about selling drugs. Now it's people using it. How do you feel about that?
Well, like, you know, like I say, man, I'm not a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a plumber. I couldn't tell you nothing about none of that. But what I was and still am, was a hustler. So that's the only thing I had to really talk about. So it wasn't like I was glorifying it, but shit, that's the only thing that I could talk about and be comfortable with because I really knew it. It's like you ever been around somebody who's really smart in math or really know about economics, they gonna kill you every time when they open their mouth. You're like, yo, he's smart. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing. I'm comfortable in that space, so I could talk about it. So it wasn't like I was glorifying it, but when I look at the game, it's like I came in the game and I opened a door, you know what I'm saying, for cats who was just on the streets that had a little swag, sauce, if you will, and they had the gift of gab, because that comes off the streets. If you in Oakland, you hear it. They talk that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yo, that's talent. You know what I'm saying? Which is one reason why everybody like Cardi B. She got the gift. She's a star. You know what I'm saying? You see it. She talks that talk. So for me, you know what I'm saying? Like that was my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I talked about the things that I knew, and coming in the game, people just took it like you talking about selling drugs. So anybody that was on the streets was like, shit, I hustle too. Let me talk about it too.
Yeah.
So now you got all these cats that's talking about, you know, what they do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they really do. But that ain't a form of like leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of talked about it in a way like I wasn't glorifying it, but this is what it is. So now when these cats are talking, they telling you the truth. You know, I get high, I pop this, I do that. That's they real life. You know what I mean? So that translates into the music. So you almost can't really be mad because it's like these are the people that they're listening to now. So it's almost like this is the new wave of things and these are things they talking about. But then at the same time, when I was listening to Tupac, I was listening to Biggie, I was doing what they was saying or trying to do it.
Word up.
So now these cats are trying to do what they're saying because they got their ear. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it flipped. You see what I'm saying? Because now the cats who was in the streets, you know, they really going through a different time. So they really talking about what they doing. They getting high.
Yeah, I don't like how the previous generation acts like this new generation is so wrong. Like when morally, we was doing stuff that was just as bad or worse.
I mean, you know, I smoked a joint or two, man, but I wasn't popping no pills. They was
talking about killing people and shooting people.
And by the way, we got that from you know, just growing up on the whole Cali wave. You know what I mean? The whole Brooklyn wave. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was about, being tough, being rugged, and holding your own. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, and that was as an individual. But nowadays, you know, these niggas need 100 niggas to take a piss. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 100 niggas, 100 pistols. You like, damn, man, like, y'all more strapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga fall in the sprinter, everybody shoot this old motherfucker up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. But that's how they kicking it. And so when you see them on the YouTube, and don't get me wrong, like, I never knocked the little homies, man, but it's just like, if you ain't gonna try to guide them right, I ain't gonna preach to nobody, but I mean, it is another way. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, when you start burying people and listening to people's mothers crying out, it just get a little tricky because it's like, damn, like, he was a good kid. He didn't really want to do that. You know what I mean? He just had a daughter. You know what I mean? It get a little tricky because it sounds good in the music, but then when it comes to real life, You know what I'm saying? You know, it can be like, you know, you take some hits. You know what I mean? So it's just like, damn. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, they making their own way because they're at least changing the game. You feel what I'm saying? Like they're going straight from the studio straight to consumer. They don't need the labels no more. We didn't even do that. So you gotta respect that at least. Like they're showing you that if you're creative enough, you know what I'm saying, you can change the game. So even people like me, when you start talking about streaming, I could have never seen that shit come.
That shit way better than Not the Trump.
Right. Oh, come
way
on,
better
man.
than Not the
You
Trump.
know how many CDs I pressed up, like to get on? Like hundreds of
What do we do with all the old
thousands.
CDs now? Because I still have mine in the house.
Right,
I don't know if I'm
hundreds
throw
of
them out.
thousands of CDs I pressed up to get my buzz up. They download and upload in one button. Yep. They lit.
What do you do with old work, Jeezy?
What, the CDs?
Yeah.
They at my auntie house.
Very clear.
Right, like, it wouldn't be him to ask me that. I'm just like, the CDs you talking about? Well, the CDs,
Yeah, the CDs.
yeah. I mean, you know, I don't choose to listen to them anymore.
Got you.
But you have them.
Nah.
Okay.
I saw you say you want to distance yourself from the trap.
Not in the essence of the word, but the genre of it. Like when you start talking about all these people going through all these real things as a genre of music, like I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? We came up like the trap was really the trap. We standing outside in front of a fire barrel trying to stay warm in Timberland boots and Dickie suits to get some money. Like that's the trap. We hooking up, you know what I'm saying, lights from the next door because we ain't got no power in the trap house. You know what I'm saying? We trying to put cameras up, you know what I mean, so we can see what's going on. Thursday and Friday night, we hoping, you know, the homies from down the street don't kick in the door. Like, we on it like that. You know what I mean? You hiding your bomb in the back and having to run and go get it and have people to watch it. Like, that's a trap, falling asleep in the car and before you go to school and you out there, you know what I'm saying, getting it in. You know what I mean? That's the trap. But when you talking about a genre of music is trap because it sounds like something, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't like this new definition of trap music. The trap music I grew up on was the content.
Right.
When T.I. said his album was called trap music because we knew why. When Gucci did Trap House, you did Trap or Die, we knew why. It was the content.
Right.
Now it's like the bounce of it?
Yeah, not that sound. I don't know what that is.
But it's like, you know, you can't just call something, you know, gospel music because it sounds like gospel music and somebody talking
Is it
a
choir?
whole different, they got a whole different message. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I don't want to be affiliated with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, it's like, you know, when you come from a certain thing, it's just like what your morals like. Meaning like, you know, are you a robber? Are you a killer?
Yeah.
Are you a stand-up guy? You know what I'm saying? Do you take from people? Do you owe somebody? You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing, if you owe somebody, like, man, that nigga owe me money. You know what I'm saying? That's your reputation. That's what it comes. Like, your reputation exceeds you. So, like, what we come up in is about either you're a man of honor or you on some grimy tip. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in between. So when you start talking about, you know, trap music and genres of music, it's just like, I can't live and die about what somebody telling me, you know, just because they on a beat that sound like I would be on. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm gonna live. You know, I lived and died by, you know, a lot of things that Tupac said because I feel like I can relate to it. I don't know if I can relate to it. I'm not, you know, if you got purple hair, my nigga, like, I don't know. You got nose rings and goofy shit going, I don't know. I'm not wearing no purse, man. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's who I am. You know what I mean? So I'm not telling you, you can't be you. But at the same time, where I'm from, still.
But you could like music and not relate to it, you think?
Right, absolutely.
Like you could be like, all right, I like this song. I don't do these things.
But it's just like being in the club. You know, you got your joints you like. You know, they pop off. But when it's really time to listen to something that you respect, like you're gonna put it in at your crib or in your car, and you're gonna listen to it. It's gonna remind you of some times, or it's gonna bring things back, or it's gonna motivate you in a different way. And that's that. But you know what club music is. You know when somebody just got in the booth and just run on a rant. You know what I'm saying? Or said the first thing that came off the top of their head. You like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're good opening acts, but that don't mean like they're going to be forever.
That's interesting because even with your records, like I can think of a lot of records that rang off in the club, but they weren't necessarily club records, whether it was Air Forces, Trap or Die, like Go Crazy. Those sound like they was just records, but they went off in the club.
But that's because those type of people were in the clubs. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people were being spoken for. They was able to get off their money. They was able to come hustle all week because they had a different type of moral, you know what I'm saying? And they had a different type of mentality, you know what I'm saying? Some of the people was in the club spending money to get more clientele. if I spend 100,000, you ain't worry about me robbing you for 25. You know what I'm saying? So that's my business card. You know what I'm saying? You see me with all these bottles and you know what I'm saying, all these chicks and all these cars, like you supposed to want to get down.
Now with your music, do you I don't want to say chase, but do you aim at the younger generation? Or you just aim at whoever's listening, you just stay true to Jesus?
I just aim at whoever's listening, but you know, from time to time, like don't get it wrong, like I'm not no cat that's just like out here like I ain't listening. Like I'm a fan of, you know, a few of these young cats out here. Like there's some people out here talking that talk, and I'll be like, oh yeah, he hard. If I pull up with my homie and my homie hop in the back of the car with me and we rolling around and I like, you heard this? You know what I'm saying? I'm putting him on to something I respect.
Right.
But I know he a real one, so I'm like, yo, you heard this? He talking. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know, it's respect because I understand, you know, what his mind state is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have a lot of respect, you know, for a lot of those Detroit rappers because they didn't get on that wave. You know what I mean? They stayed bossy. Mm-hmm. They stayed Cartier wearing and getting money and rocking their Rolexes. Like, you ain't about to go there and see them sipping on no syrup. And they drinking champagne out the bottle, Don P. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that's how they really living. But they got enough sense to know that.
And you have T Grizzly going on tour
with
you.
Yeah, shouts out to T Grizzly going on the Cold Summer Tour. He's actually on the album Pressure. And that was another thing. It's like I heard, you know, a lot of his records. I'm like, yo, who is that? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get in the same room and chop it up. But I respected a lot of things he was saying because he was talking some real shit. Mm-hmm. But that don't, you know, I might hear something in the club. I might feel like it's, you know, got the right beat, the right bounce, and like, that's dope. But if I get in my car, I'm going to listen to something like that.
What about like a Cash Doll? She's from Detroit.
Yeah, I haven't really heard a lot of her music, but I've seen her out a few times. Like, she moved like she really from the D, though.
Mm-hmm. I always hear people say Detroit your second home. Why is Detroit your second home?
I feel like more so like because they took a liking to me like off the rip. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That was like a first place I was getting show. You know, quite naturally I was, you know, connected and cool with a lot of people from out there that was really, you know, moving like that. But it's just like Detroit, one of them cities, is a city of hustlers. Mm-hmm. And it's a real city, meaning like they either rock with you or you can't come there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
True, yeah.
They're not going to let you.
Was that because of the Big Beach connection or just in general because of your music?
I think.
Because he's from Detroit, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think Meech definitely had, you know, somewhat to do with it because they saw how we was rocking. But I think a lot of it was that they considered me one of their own because I was talking the lingo that they knew. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And I was kicking it how they kicked it. You know what I'm saying? I was wearing the Detroit hats back then because that represented my block. I'm from Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Ave 1300. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? 1500. West Side Gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we rock it. You know what I'm saying? So I always looked at Detroit as one of those, you know, those cities. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like going there is like going home. People will cook for me. You know, people see me out. They want to do things for me. You know what I mean? Ask me if I need anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. Like, you go to some cities, that ain't about to happen. Right. You're going to come, you're going to do your show, you're going to leave.
Go to Chick-fil-A.
Right. You know what I'm but if I want to do anything in Detroit, it's just always love. You know, every time I'm there, people will keep clubs open for me. Like, you know, a club that might be closed, I'm like, yo, I want to do something after they set it up. You know, Ace, Avion, whatever I want. They ain't looking for nothing in return because they look at you like a neighborhood hero. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that's because I kept my integrity over the years and I always represented it right. So I didn't really do nothing that was goofy that you would sit back and be like, nah, we can't rock with home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their ways. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna kick it how they kick it. But at the same time, just like people judge you on not what you say, but what you do. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Is Jeezy allowed to evolve?
Absolutely. I think more, but by the way, you know, even you see me rocking the Trust Your Process, you know, tees and shirts and all that. That's what that's really about. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about the people that wear them. It's about the people that read it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, you know, and I had to come to grips with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be the best me I could possibly be. I ain't going to never stop working on myself, nobody. Because I can only think, like, when I was sitting on my grandmother's porch trying to figure it out, and my uncle's like, nigga, you ain't going to be nobody. You ain't going nowhere. Like, when I go home now, I used to see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Because they're going to sit up there and tell you what you can't do because they couldn't do it. They didn't have the ambition. You know what I'm saying? They ain't had a will. They ain't had a determination. They ain't had a discipline. They had none of the things that really count when you're trying to make it out of your situation. Right. But to answer your question, I will forever evolve. You know what I'm saying? That will never stop. You know what I mean? I ain't going to, every time you see me, I'm going to be looking better. I'm going to be feeling better. I'm going to have another 10-year plan. It's almost the end of 2017. I'm 99.8% done with my goals for the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I'm rocking. And
What's the goal? What's the 0.2%?
It's small.
Oh.
Yeah, it's small.
What's her name?
Right.
Hold on now. You know he's engaged.
Whoa. Never been engaged, ever.
Oh, but we
How you just gonna make that up, Ye?
Right.
Damn,
Come on.
And
that's
correct.
I mean,
you
but-
wasn't engaged.
Put it in
I know you heard the story.
Listen, first of all, I'm very single. You know what I'm saying? I'm very single. You know, living my life, the best life I can. I never been engaged.
Where did that story come from?
I don't know. You know what I'm
Where'd
saying?
you get that from, Ye?
Matter of fact, I
You
kind of
asked them
believe
and they're
you
going to ask them where the story
started it.
came from.
I believe you started the
No,
story.
I didn't.
You know what I'm saying? And then
It was
they
on the
ran with
blogs.
it.
I think it was on Gossip.
But that's the thing about, man, yo, these people are crazy, man. Like, they believe anything, man. These folks believe anything that they put on these blogs. That is crazy. You think I'm finna believe everything somebody tell me? That is crazy.
Yeah, and it's scary because you can't shake it off once it's out there. Once it's out there, people run with it as fact.
But that's why you gotta have, you know, I pride myself on coming from where I'm from because you gotta have thick skin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to even survive in this game, because the things people say, like social media is crazy.
Now, being engaged is not something crazy to say about somebody.
No,
It's
but
like,
but if it ain't true, I don't think that's fair.
okay.
Because what if the other person, you know, they got something going on, or you know, like I just don't think that's cool. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? People want you to be, you know, whatever it is, but that just ain't what I'm on just yet. I mean, you'll probably get engaged before me.
I doubt it.
If you're not already. So I doubt it. But I ask Envy all the time, like, yo, man, how, you know, because I want to know.
Right.
I ask him all the time. I say, man, how's married life, man? Like, how
You
you?
can't be in a 15-year relationship like Charlamagne was before you
Oh,
get
okay.
married.
See, I don't know about that. You know
But
what
I'm married
saying?
now, so I'm married.
I ain't trying,
mean nothing.
I ain't trying to, you know. So it's 15 years.
I was with her for 15. We got married 3 years ago.
So that's day one.
Yeah. Since '98, South Carolina, Monk's Corner. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
See, that's different. See, I ain't have a day one. You know, maybe a day 5.
But I mean, you
I'm
did
saying.
have you have a daughter now and
Of
everything,
course.
and you guys were together. We saw
Absolutely.
that. Okay.
Most beautiful person I know in and out. You know what I'm saying? But it just takes a lot to deal with this lifestyle. You know what I mean? Not even in a bad way. Just like, you know, when somebody wants something different, like that's what they really want. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, somebody that might be home more. You know
Right,
what I
every
mean?
night.
Somebody, yeah, you know what I mean? And I can respect that. This is a lot, even for myself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? My homeboys or people that I work with come out on the road and they be like, yo, how do you do this every day? And I'm going. I'm just, you know what I mean? I ain't stopping until it's done, and then I still want to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Get my leisure time in. So for me, it's just like, this is who I really am. I've been this way since I was a kid on 10. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna get my business done. I'm gonna get my work done. I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna play harder. You know what I'm saying? That's just always been my motto. You know what I mean? So if you see me out and I'm having a good time, just know I've been working a long time to have that good time. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And
So
sometimes
see
having a
cats-
good time is work too. Like you're
Yeah.
working, but why not have a good time while you do it?
But I see a lot of cats that go out and they pop bottles, but it's just like, what are we celebrating, bro?
Damn, Brad, I say that all the time. Why you all in the club? What you celebrating?
Like, we got to celebrate, you know, something that's, you know, just your accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? And with my team, it's just like, you know, we work hard. We go out, eat big boy dinner. You know, we work hard, and, you know, we going to make sure we get it in, you know, but that's about evolving, too, because you taking people in your world. Absolutely. They might not eat where you eat it all the time, but it's like, no, we work like that. Let me show y'all something else. This is what we working for. So you can bring your people here. You know, my engineer, dopest dude ever, you know. He's got done with the album, you know, shouts out to John. We finished the album, he worked hard, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he called me one day, he's like, yo, I'm going with my wife for our anniversary. Call my assistant, boom, look, this is what I need you to do. Don't even tell him. Set him up in the flyest restaurant, put him in the flyest car, lay it out for him, get him the flyest penthouse suite ever. You know what I'm saying? But he worked there hard, but imagine all the nights he was away from his wife, you know, and putting in work for me, and he thinking he gonna take her to a cool little dinner at, you know, around the corner at the little joint where they probably go all the time. And then all of a sudden he's surprised with, you know, the fact that he got a pin. I told him when I got out, I said, make sure you jump off the dresser tonight. Make me proud. Handle your business. You know what I'm saying? But I got you. But, you know what I'm saying? And that's a part of evolving as well, was showing people better things.
Absolutely.
Bringing people around better crowds. I was just in Miami with, you know, the CEO of Audemars. You know what I mean? Those watches I bought, I got the direct plug now. You know what I'm saying? But for my partners to see that, you know what I'm saying? We from the hood. We don't get close to those type of people. Right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they need to see that. When you sit down, these people talking millions and billions off first first sentence, you know what I'm saying? That's motivation for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't allowed in those type of rooms, but that's the evolution. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a situation where we thought $500 was the world.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember those moments because that's what makes you appreciate what you got now.
But that's my thing because I remember coming to my grandma's house having to knock the roaches off the chicken in the microwave. You know what I'm saying? I remember, you know what I'm saying, when the waterman come turn the water off, we get the grip pliers and go right back and turn them on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that. But now I got my own water. You know what I'm saying? I remember, all of us getting together, about 20 of us going, all the money we had on a pint of Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? And we all taking a little sip. But now, we on Avion tequila. So it's like, it's possible. That's what I'm selling. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm kicking. So the message ain't always just in the music. Is also in how you moving as well, because it's like, if you think for a minute that I'm gonna sit here and all you're gonna define me on is some music, you got to be crazy. That's why I hear people, you're not relevant. I'm relevant in the bank. I'm relevant with these brokers and these people that are doing these loans, and you know what I'm saying, these people that are in real estate and all these places. It's like, music is my art. You know what I'm saying? Being a hustler is my passion.
How you not relevant though? Your last album went #1.
No, I get that, but that's why I say you got to understand where people are coming from, because they're looking at it like it's high school. You know what I'm saying? It's a popularity contest. I ain't getting this shit to be popular, man. I got in this shit to be wealthy, man. Some of the wealthiest people I know, you don't even know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just like, I get it. Like, that's the game, but I got plaques and everything to sit behind. Like, you can name your favorite rapper. There's only a few of us that can line them plaques up. That's J. Cole, that's Kendrick Lamar, that's Drake, that's Wayne, that's Kanye, that's Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? So those are those people, but at the same time, that can't be, how you define Jeezy. Like, that's not gonna just be my only part of my legacy. You know what I'm saying? I make music because I love it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you like, that's my end all be all. Like,
yeah, I feel like you've been trying to get people to notice you for more than rap lately.
Yeah, because I've been, but by the way, you have to understand, like, I didn't get in the rap game like I'm gonna be the hardest, I'm gonna be the coldest, I'm gonna be the flyest. I was like, that's the only option I had. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really do what I had to do as an individual. You know what I'm saying? To put myself in a better position, but at the same time learn the craft. You know what I'm saying? So I got it. You know what I'm saying? But my heart is on hustling. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's one of my hustles. That's one of my companies. That's one of my entities. You know what I'm saying? I do it well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't too many, like, I opened up a whole door for a whole generation of people to come in and be who they are and not have to be what the label want them to be, you know what I'm saying, in order to, be successful in this business. Like, look at, you name anybody that's out here really popping, and look at them and go back and look at a picture of me 10, 15 years ago and tell me we don't look the same. And I might have been a little heavier, you know what I'm saying? But tell me we don't look the same. Tell me I didn't have that watch. Tell me I had that chain. Tell me I had that car. Do that. And this is when I first came in the door. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not going in reverse. You know what I'm saying? I'm going forward. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you're looking at it as a popularity contest, you know what I'm saying, you don't know what somebody's mind state is. Like, their mind state might be on a whole nother thing. You ever seen, some business people go from building a business to selling it and going to do something else? That's because that's how they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking like minute in one place. You know what I'm saying? They like actually got more goals. So if your goal is to only be, somebody walking around with some chains and some watches, then that's your goals. They ain't mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can respect that. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you doing that wrong. I'm not telling you, you ain't right, but I'm on to something else. And like you say, the #1 albums, the platinum plaques and all that, that's just a part of the fuel of the fire. That's something that I wanted. I told myself, I'm getting a #1 album this time.
And you've been taking better care of yourself physically, too. Do you change your whole diet up?
For me, it's more like, you know what I'm saying, this is the only vehicle you got, you know what I'm saying, to do what you got to do. So you have to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? You have to put yourself in a position where you can be at 100% at all times. Clear mind, clear thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to take that for you to overachieve. You know what I'm saying? If you're not healthy and you're not on point, then there's going to be a lot of things that you can't do. You're not going to be able to go 22-hour days. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to, hop on these planes and these flights and these, these things that you got to do to get things done. You're not going to even be at 100% when you're sitting down and talk to people. One thing I notice about people, when they see you looking good, they talk to you different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Say, hey, man, you looking good. What you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Baller alert's always like, look at Jeezy looking like a snack.
Oh, yeah. A meal. a meal with some dessert. A meal with some dessert.
That's why I was asking you about Evolution too with the album, because I remember you did Church in the Streets,
right? And
then you came back out with Trap or Die 3. Was that because your listeners was like, nah, man, we want that Trap or Die, man?
No, it was more so like because I ain't front, like I really took it there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you ever catch me out, even when I'm talking to my partners, I can go on and on and on about things, and at first it's cool, you know what I'm saying, but then it's like, it's, you know what I'm saying, because I'm that passionate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that passionate about pushing people. I'm that passionate about everything, and I just think with that body of work coming off my situation in LA when I got locked up, all the things that was going on, my mind was really on. I went from wanting to make records to wanting to be a full out revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was the first one telling people that, yo, man, we can't let this dude Trump get in office. Everybody thought I was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was for real for me. So my passion was, my mind state was in another place. So it wasn't even on just the streets anymore. It was like the world. Like, we got to pull this off. But, that was that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But Trap or Die 3 was like, okay, it happened. Now we got to get back to the grind. We can't cry over spilled milk. Let's get back to the money. So if you ever listen to the albums and you see where I'm going, it's always like a mind state. So I might take my break, you know what I'm saying, do what I do, live a little life, and the things that I learn, I put them together, bottle them up, and I put it in the body of work. So even with Pressure, coming on Trap or Die 3, we grinded all summer. That's what we did. You know what I'm saying? Wintertime, that's why you're hearing cold summer, because we're going to ball through the winter too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the mind state. You know what I mean? You see us, we out. Me and T. Grease about to go on tour. It's the first thing I said, man, I love it. Love what you're doing. Check this out. Let's go get some money.
Right.
Let's do that.
And you had Kendrick and J. Cole on a song.
Kendrick and J. Cole.
Shouts
out to Kendrick and J. Cole, and they both bodied the song. But I was just listening to a song downstairs when I said I'm on Trap or Die 3. Like, I'm gonna leave the bars of Kendrick and Cole. I spit that real life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was there then. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But and when I reached out and they sent their verses back, I was like, wow. Like, this is for real. And I feel like we need that for the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's like, everybody can't be saying the same thing, have the same message. So I know what they mean to the culture. I watch it.
Did they know they was on that record together?
Yeah, at some point.
Okay.
At some point.
No, they knew.
Okay.
But
Kendrick kind of owed you that, though, because if you go back to, let me see, was it Good Kid, Mad City?
Right. No, it was when he was shouting me out.
Nah, he was listening to you in the van.
In the car,
in the car.
He was going to do his drive-by. Shouts out to Kendrick for that.
Yeah.
No, but me and Kendrick always had a good rapport. You know what I'm saying? Me and J. Cole always had a good rapport. But I think if anybody was going to be able to pull that off, it would have to be me. You know what I'm saying? Especially one for the culture. But and it's jamming, by the way. You know
are they like, I need to hear it first, and like his verse?
Or do they trust your opinion?
Did anybody change their verse?
Nah. Everybody came correct. Everybody loved it.
So your verse is already on it when you
right.
Okay.
Right. My verse was already on it. It was already queued up. I knew it out. And me and J. Cole had a brief conversation. He was just like, give me some time. I didn't even hit him back. You know what I'm saying? When he sent it back, I saw why he wanted his time. Like, he really did his thing.
How long did it take?
It probably took him because he was running around. So, matter of fact, he had just had his baby. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on that. And he was just like, just had a little one, whatever. But give me a little time, I got you. But when he sent it back, I was just like, right, that's proper. Same thing with Kendrick. He's running around. He came through Atlanta. We chopped it up. He's on tour. And he was like, yeah, no problem. Send it to me. Knocked it out, sent it back. And when we put it together and we listened to it, I sent it to both. It's like, that's it. Locked up, top to bottom.
Now, I remember on Can't Ban the Snowman, you said, I heard I ain't lyrical, but I ain't trying to impress y'all niggas. Right. Was there ever a point in your career where you did try to impress people with the pen?
There was a point in my career where, I can tend to overdo things. I mean, like if I'm focused, I'm in. And I think I sat in the studio so long, I almost became a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like I was getting better over time. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff I was doing was raw, but then I found myself trying different beats. You know what I mean? Trying different things because I was just always in there. So I quite naturally, if you do something long enough, you become, really good at it. So a lot of times, there's a lot of songs now I probably had that I would never put out because I'm almost rapping too good.
Really?
Yeah.
You felt like you had to dumb it down.
You're right. Not dumb it down, but like, keep my message. You know what I'm saying? Like not getting to the point where I'm trying to be, in a rap battle. You know what I'm saying? Like
That would be interesting to hear, though.
Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Thug motivation purposes only. You feel me? That's all we doing. Charlamagne, like, I don't know, man. Like, young.
Why Jeezy rapping?
Right. What is he talking about? His metaphors and what? Like, come on, man. We're not doing that.
Why this album so feature heavy?
I just really wanted to give, and by the way, once you hear the body of work, you can see that it's not like really like feature. Like even this record with me and Puff, Bottles Up. Puff on there really just talking his talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even the record with shouts out to Wiz Kid, shouts out to Trey Songz, they're both on the hook. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The record with me and Troy Lanez and Ross, you know what I'm saying? Tory's on the hook, Ross is on the verse. You know what I'm saying? You already know what the 2 Chainz thing is like, because that's how we rock. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So once you hear it collectively, you'll see it just reads well. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the guys. But by the way, if I done an album, the only person I feel like I would be missing was Pac. You know what I'm saying? And Hove, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's it. And at the same time, that's what I put together, but it reads well, so it looks like it's heavy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But these are the people that I wanted to work with. You know what I mean?
Would Jeezy ever do his memoirs? You see all these artists coming out and telling their stories. You're mentioned in some memoirs also. Would you ever do yours to tell?
I did a documentary.
I saw the documentary, but I mean because there's so much.
No, I don't really want them problems.
You don't want all that out.
Right, you'd be to mess around, be around here, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ducking and dodging, man. I mean, that's the thing, like, I was out with some of the homies yesterday, some of my, guys that do the same thing, some of my peers. Everybody was telling these stories, but they were like music stories. When I went to tell mine, it was like everybody, whoa.
Took it somewhere else.
It was like, man.
Statute of limitations up, though.
Yeah, but sometimes when you tell these people these things, it's like overwhelming. It's like, damn, man, we talking about a good time. We had it. And then you talking about this, but those are the things, that I remember. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a lot.
Did you read Gucci's book?
No, I did not.
He talks about he said y'all had got cool.
Right.
Y'all met at a restaurant or something. Y'all ran into each other at a restaurant.
Right.
And y'all pieced it up, but then when you saw him in the club, you was like, nah, not here.
I don't remember that. Yeah. But I definitely remember us having a situation where we chopped it up, but then I think he went in right after that, so I never talked to him anymore after that. Mm-hmm. So,
That's it. I'm gonna follow up.
I thought you had something for me.
Nah, I ain't read it.
I remember that, but I don't remember anything after.
Yeah. Now he was just saying like, that's why y'all not really cool now. Because when he saw you in the club, after y'all pieced it up, you act like you was like, nah, not here. Because the homies was looking at you funny.
Nah, come on, man. I'm grown, man. I ain't about to play no games like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No need. Like, But at the same time, like, I don't remember anything after because from what I remember, when he just got out for, that's when he left. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't talk to him after that period. Right. Real talk.
It seems like all of y'all could be cool now, though. Everybody grown, everybody healthy.
Look, man, I'm out here just trying to live my best life, man. You know what I'm saying? And make sure my people straight and continue to evolve. Like, for me, it's just like I don't even think like that.
Mm-hmm. I see you and Joe Budden took a picture with each other. So
I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah, I see that. It was positive. Y'all took a picture.
Joe Budden was getting at you heavy last week, man.
To be honest with you, like, I don't know what that was about. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because had you waited until the album dropped, you could have said anything you wanted to say. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I had to respect it. I just felt like that was coming from a weird place. It was almost like you was, trying to, make it seem like I didn't hear you say that. I know you rock with my music. I didn't hear y'all say nothing so it was weird. So I wanted to go see what the weirdness was about. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no issue. Like we ain't tripping on what no nigga talking about. Like let's see, like if it's real, we gonna get into it. But to me, it's more so like my whole point in case was going up there to chop it up with him is like, man, y'all have a platform, bro, but it's just like I don't think y'all using it right. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we out here making culture. We out here taking chances. We out here losing soldiers. We out here losing people. And y'all trying to critique, what culture is, but at the same time, what are y'all doing to help it? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to these young cats. I'm giving them game. You know what I'm saying? Because once y'all go home and lay in your beds with your girls and live your life, we still out here. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out. So that was, my thing. Like, I didn't feel like it was no issue or no smoke, nothing like that, because I just feel like, I ain't no rapper, man. Like, don't make it seem like you can critique me. How could you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been here for a long time. I've done things for people that you probably would never do. You know what I'm saying? I've done things for the culture that you probably wouldn't even understand. You know what I'm saying? I still do more for the culture than a lot of people that are probably out here and you probably think is really popping. You know what I'm saying? So I do that. So let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not talk about an album that's coming out and, what you think I got in my head. Call me up there. Let's talk about it.
Well, Joe apologized at the end.
Absolutely.
He said he had you fucked up
9 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't fault him. You know what I'm saying? And I still don't fault him because people listen to your music. You know what I'm saying? They hear, what you want, and they actually think that's who you are.
But he didn't say none of that to you, though.
Nah.
And I don't have a problem with people critiquing as long as you say it to the person.
Exactly.
But he didn't say that to you.
But the thing about it is I've been up here, Charlamagne, a few times, and y'all probably got a sense that we've known each other over the years, so you kind of know how I think. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know somebody, you just assume it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? True. Like you talking.
You can't base it off of.
Right. But the thing was,
anything.
he had to see, who I want you to look you in your eyes. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation, because I want you to know who I am.
Oh, so you never met him before?
Not like that.
Oh, got you.
Right.
Okay,
so I want you to know who I am, bro. Like I'm not on that. I'm on this. Like I'm grown, man. Like let's talk about it, bro. Like I don't think you know me. I want you to know me. I want you to look me in my eyes and have a conversation, because I think you looking at me like I'm like everybody else. I ain't like them, bro. Like I'm Jeezy. Like let's not never forget that. No, I'm not gonna never be apologize for being who I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean something. There ain't nowhere, no penitentiary, no ghetto, no place in the world you gonna go and they don't know who I am and what my contribution is. Now, if you can say the same, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it was just a real conversation that needed to be had. You know what I'm saying? I know you was talking about I cut academics off. You know what I'm saying?
That was hilarious.
Right. but I wasn't really trying to. I'm serious. I can come up here and joke with y'all because I feel like we family. If I'm having a conversation and I'm talking to you, you're not taking me serious, I feel like that's a problem. You laughing about what I'm telling you I'm passionate about. I'm talking about saving my little homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you laughing. Like, that's not funny. I'll pay for more funerals this year and last year than I would pay for in my life. You know what I'm saying? I've had to send so much money off the prisons, you know what I'm saying, and making sure that people are straight that I've ever done in my life, because it's getting worse. But you laughing. I'm here to tell you I'm serious. Like, this is for real, bro. Like, this is what you need to know on your platform while you're trying to critique these kids. Yeah. They out here trying to feed their families. This is all they got, just like all I had. So it's like, it's not funny. Let's talk. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what that really was. But yeah, he apologized.
I think it's different when people up north, because they didn't see it from the bottom. Like, I remember you at the main event in Columbia doing a party for my man Fats when you had Screechers Watching mixtape out. And it was only like 30 people in the club. But then a year later, Trapper Die dropped.
Right, it was crazy.
2,000, 3,000 people at the club.
And you got to understand.
And I stole your Versace glasses. Well, my boy Frosty stole them.
I've been looking for those.
You took them off and you put them on the DJ booth.
I've been looking for them.
Yeah, we got them right now. We still got them.
You worse than Trey Songz. Every time you get in the car, I'm like, hey, man, every time I see him, you get in the car, you get out with my shades, man. Like, Trey, you got my shades on. I got these from my dog. That's all you can say. But my thing is, just on another note, just like, man, like, these kids out here really taking real chances to go out here and get this money, man. It's like, it's rappers the new street. So when they going to do these shows, they dealing with the first 48 people. Like, you're not dealing with, like, real, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, get the little brothers a break, man. Like, bring them up here and talk to them about what makes them tick. Right. What makes them go like that. You talking about, and that's why, like, MC, like, whoa, man, I'm a king. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never claimed to be no MC. I'm quite sure neither have they. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, you can't get rap confused with real life. They live in real life and they trying to take care of their people, and that's all they know. Like, they might didn't know to get in there and brush up on their skills. It's a hustle at this point. Nobody knows how long that's gonna last, and if something works for you, why would you go change it and it's working? You know what I'm saying?
And we can listen to that coming from you, because you really do reach out and talk to these and help guide these younger artists.
Right.
And plus,
that's important
the
because
growth.
And people will
Absolutely.
critique artists, but have, like, these young artists, but have never had any interaction, or gone to a show or tried to reach out.
But by the way, we'll probably be
album.
scared, because the first time I went to a YG show, I couldn't believe that shit. I I was just like, man, how many people gonna die tonight? It's like, Jesus, man. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the label, you know, I'm like, I think it was a BET weekend in LA. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to YG show. This is when me and him first got cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they like, don't go up there. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm like, what you mean? Like, I'm good. You know, and I went there and I'm like, God damn, like it's a lot of, you know what I mean? Like I saw the colors in there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking like, okay, well, you know what I mean? It was real, but they embraced me. But I saw a lot of people that was from the label that went to other parties, like the Kanye West party, because that's a little safer. You know what I mean? The dinner at Nobu, that's a little safer. Mm-hmm. I was in there with YG. But after that, I had a whole new respect for him because I saw him commending this crowd of people that I know 92.3% of them is straight murderers, right. Even the chicks. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So they not gonna see that. So once you see what they harness and the people that embrace them, you got to understand what their mind state is. You know what I'm saying? And how they just trying to survive and make money. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to be the best MC. I get it. You know what I mean? When you coming from a place where it was all about your skills and who can you beat and they say it all the time, who's the best MC, Jeezy, Biggie, or Nas. Like, I get that because that's what they was doing. They was, you know what I mean? That's who they were. They was the best at that. But it's a different era. It's a different time. Who's going to be the best at hustling? Who's going to get the most money? Who's going to, you know what I mean? Who's going to live the best life? That's what they own. Like, they ain't on that. So you got to respect that at least. Like, you can't hold nobody to the same bar. It's like, you can't look at Steph Curry like he's going to be better than Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. You know, when Michael Jordan was playing, he was slam dunking everything. He going to put on the show. But one thing about Curry, he get outside that three-point line, he going in.
Lights out, yeah.
Right. And that changed the whole way you view the game because, you know, back then we waited for dunks and the alley hoops and stuff like that. But now, you know, when them boys get outside of that paint and get the, you still the same height. But they changed the way you look at the game. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing with music. They're changing the way we look at the game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect that.
And at the end of the day, all of y'all end up in the Hall of Fame if you
play right.
Yeah, if you play right.
Yeah. Everybody got their own little thing. So, you know, for me, it's like, you know, I watch and I see what's going on, but I do know everybody ain't gonna make the cut. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people come and they have, you know, a good record and that works, and you know they got their little money and they moved on. They figured something else out. Everybody ain't meant to stay. I mean, I even look at the cast that came up with me. Me and Gotti was talking about the other day. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There ain't a lot of people that came from, well, you know, our era and still around now and still able to make the moves that they're making. You know what I'm saying? Me and Tip talked about the other day. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just, you know, it's different, but, you know, we made the cut. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with this generation, it's like, let's see who made the cut. But I ain't gonna sit here and chastise nobody for what they doing because it might really be right.
And every single one of y'all was young, savage niggas. I seen it. I saw T.I. come in Columbia, South Carolina, 2002, dirty, great champion hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
24s on white label. Man,
you don't know how many times I prayed for some new Air Force Ones, baby. I was like, I gotta get me a new pair. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Pressure, the album, the 15th, and we appreciate you for joining us.
Hey, man, we here. The album is out today. If you want some of this fly merch I've been rocking, man, JeezyShop.com. Get you some merch. Shouts out to T Greasy. We'll be coming through your city. We on that cold summer tour. What else? Pressure's out right now. And if you're drinking, you best be drinking Avion tequila because that's how we rocking. Shouts out to the Breakfast Club for having me. You know I like to come up here and kick it with y'all, man. And shouts out to them real hustlers out there, man. Y'all get y'all money. Be safe, man. You know how we rocking.
All right. It's the Breakfast Club. It's Jeezy.